access to John's email, John's passwords, John's entire YouTube account. I have never done anything nefarious to John, nor would I. We were friends and business partners working together. I receive a lot of texts from people claiming to be John, and sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. But John and I have a secret code word that none of the imposters know.
Cores?
Cores, yeah. This is like Houdini and his wife. You know, they've had that pact, and when he dies, he'll have that. So you'll know who's a ripoff.
Vince, when my career dies, I'm going to send you a word.
I love that they have a code word.
I haven't spoken to each other in about a year. We've texted and we've emailed, but we haven't spoken. I told Benz I would call him back, and I spoke to John. I congratulated him on his daughter's graduation, and we spoke about our families and things like that. Then we got into some interesting details about what John was really calling for.
Here we go.
He said he was upset about a lot of the lies that were being spread on the internet, and he wanted to address it somehow.
Okay.
So first, a few updates about John. One, he's not moving to Florida. He told me he just purchased a beautiful house in California, which he put six figures down.
More lies. This was a year ago. He's in Florida, and he didn't put anything down. His mother paid for everything. He's so stupid. He thinks putting a lot of money down on a property is a good thing. You do that when you don't have credit and you need to. It's a stupid tactic. That's how you lost everything on your first house, dummy.
Okay, so John is not moving to Florida. He is in LA. He will stay in LA, and he has a new home that he just put six figures down.
Unfortunately, the first, tell that to people when you call them.
I mean, you do when you're John.
He told me that he aced the teaching boards and that he's planning on becoming a science teacher.
So So now he's going full time into teaching, and Mr. Math is now going into science.
Yeah, but without a science degree.
You don't ace the test. You either pass or fail. Multiple choice. No score. No ace. Another lie.
Well, but he aced the teaching exam.
Okay.
Substitute teacher. So lie 1. 6 figures down on a house. Lie 2. House in LA. Lies 3. Not moving to Florida. Here it is a year later. Exactly the opposite of all that is true.
We then moved on to our mutual disdain for Shuli and Carl.
Okay.
He jokingly said that if he...
This is getting good.
Yeah.
We're talking about violence now.
Yes, this is...
on to our mutual disdain for Shuli and Carl.
Yes.
He jokingly said that if he was in a room with either of them, he would punch them immediately. Then I asked John if I could approach those two with a proposition. Let's do one final show where he could confront those two aspiring comedians. No holds barred, any issue could be discussed. I was intrigued, so we started to talk about the financial terms. The amounts being spoken about that John would have to be paid range from either $400 to $40,000. We were
$40,000.
Nobody would pay him a penny. They'd pay him not to go somewhere.
We're going to be partners in this house?
No, I offered him a sex tape deal. Me and him are going to bang. He asked for 40 grand.
All right, so we'll take $250.
And as soon as I find out any more confidential information, I will disclose it here. There are a few updates that John wanted to convey regardless. First, he is still mad at Kumia for speaking negatively about his kids.
Okay.
Number 2,
Follow along.
he's in the best shape of his life, having just completed a half marathon.
Okay.
Line number 4 and 5.
You all right?
That's one of my favorite things right now, because he's posted pictures from graduation a week or two ago. And look, am I in great shape? No. But I don't think if John's in the best shape of his life, then
I believe it, because he's been running from the entertainment business for years.
And listen, he didn't say how long it took him to finish the half marathon.
yeah.
He might have started in January.
He didn't run it. He didn't do it. He gets out of breath standing and talking, and sitting.
This is recent, Christina. This is like yesterday, right?
This video came out today. This is
Okay.
He had this conversation with John last night or the night before because he was texting with me and Carl, and the three of us are getting together. I'm not sure when, but we're getting together this week to talk about all this, how to do it. You know, I say you make it like a town hall. Whoever's got a problem with John, we send them the link, and then we just pop them up, and they like walk up to the podium, and then they air their grievance, and John gets a rebuttal, and then we move on.
I love it.
Yeah.
3, he did not order Hitman Dan to pay a visit to Shuli.
I mean, that is just not true. That is just not true. It's the ways these guys told Phelan, not Dan, but other guys who know these guys. They told Phelan that John had called these guys up and told them to come pay me a visit. So again, John, just admit it. That's the most infuriating thing about the guy. Forget about all the shit he talks and blocking. The most infuriating thing is that he thinks we're as dumb as him.
Claims that Dan took it upon himself to pay that visit, and he had nothing to do with it. 4, John is not afraid to confront Shuli or Carl.
He lies incessantly.
I like number 4. Oh, it's gay.
Oh
He
my
believes
God.
it's gay.
Oh, wait. I didn't know he was addressing it, too. That's funny.
4, John is not afraid to confront Shuli or Carl, who he believes is gay, in any type of form, including a ring, but he'll do it face-to-face or via a live show. 5, he wanted to reiterate that he was a writer on the Howard Stern show. On the
Oh my God, he's fucking insane. Let it go, you fucking lunatic. Let it go.
We're just starting on the list. Hold on. At least wait. Let the
There's
guy.
a lot of space below that 4.
He wants to reiterate. Yes, that should tell you something. Here we go.
wanted to reiterate that he was a writer on the Howard Stern show, on the Stephanie Miller show, the Late Night Show with Jay Leno, and he was also the head writer of the Kareem
Abdul-Jabbar roast. I knew it. How did I know that?
Then why do we believe John will do this? John is not doing a show with David. I happen to agree with you, Zeta, 100%. But that being said, if anyone can convince John, it's this no-neck having weirdo right here. He can do it. He can do. This guy is good.
Him in his little Snuggie shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
I almost said.
Snuggie. Is that the shit you wear to sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Episodes 5 and 6 of Out of the Habitat are behind the paywall, guys.
Nice.
So
Thank you.
knock yourself out. Thank you.
6, John wanted to address money issues. He claims that someone on Reddit is
Not that poor.
John wanted to address money issues. He claims that someone on Reddit is making false claims that he owes child support and that he can't pay his bills. And John wants to make it very clear that that is not true. In addition to putting down 6 figures on the new house in California,
Here we go.
he also has 2 pensions. He said he's getting payments from the first pension now, and when he turns 60, he will receive an additional payment from an additional pension fund.
More lies. Unbelievable, this guy. He has no money. He has no skill. And putting big money down on a house is stupid. He said he put $300,000 on his mansion in Calabasas with his wife. When he lost the house, he owed $2.3 million. He said $300,000 down, $30,000 a month mortgage. He was no sense. Somebody gave him a bunch of money, and like a 12-year-old, he didn't know what to do. He bought the biggest house he couldn't afford, and he lost it, of course. And then he, after I think 10 years, he walked away from his marriage and his kids, and he got a bonus of $100,000 when he left Leno, and didn't give a penny to his family. It's documented in court papers. He owed $23,000 in back alimony. He owes $98,000 to IRS, and he owes another $26,000 to IRS, and he owes $40,000 to his mother, all documented in court papers.
I like that he wants to reiterate this for one guy on Reddit. To Vince.
It's amazing.
Make sure you announce this. Like, John,
Okay, can you imagine that this is your phone call to Vince? Can you imagine what the rest of his days are just looking to see what people are saying so he can get this ready?
You know, in all honesty, you know who used to call me with stuff like this? Eric the actor. Eric the actor, I swear to you, he would say, "Can you put a post saying I'm not dead? Can you put a post up saying I'm not gay? Can you put a post up saying?" And it was over like some guy with no avatar picture, not a real name.
Okay, you gay homo.
Yeah.
Well,
He also claims to have full health insurance. 7
Eric the actor had more talent and skill than John ever did.
John,
I'll make a deal with you. If he hits you up and he says he's doing a show, here's the deal. You can do it as long as Mike and I get the link and we go on with you. Then it's on.
and you have to have the proof of the health and everything
Imagine
that he
this is
said.
your conversation with Vince. You haven't talked to him for a year, and then that's what you bring up.
that he is a frequent reader of Shuli's Anonymous, where he finds that content to be accurate and funny. Once I found
But Dabbler's Anonymous, he does not find accurate and funny.
Strangely.
Got it.
It's amazing.
What's weird is I find the content on Shuli's Anonymous accurate and funny.
out about John's price tag and his willingness to do this final show, I approached Shuli and Carl to see their reaction. Both seem a bit scared to face John face to face or in any type of form, but I said I would be there to mediate. But with full disclosure, I have been friends with John much longer than those two, and I just like John better than both of them. But I assured them that my
Not much of a mystery for this upcoming heel turn, huh?
like for John and my dislike for them would not interfere with the show.
Good.
To be clear, this is not a prank.
He's a little liar, a lawyer, and troll. This guy's a professional troll, trolling both sides. He's been trolling John for years, and John falls for everything this guy says.
I know that it was John because we spoke on the phone, and John and I also have a secret code word, and this is true, that he gave to me to confirm
And he repeats himself.
his identity. I'm excited for the potential of this show, and I will disclose all confidential information as soon as I get it on.
He's an attorney, and he's an attorney. He's good. I'm going to tell you everything as soon as I hear.
Okay, we're gonna set you free.
Why does every outdoor